Why so quiet? All right, let's get started, guys. It's a heavily contested game. It's another game in the CAA. Right, Paulie? I mean, listen, doesn't matter what's going on. It's a hard-fought game. Lot to be frustrated about. Lot to be... Obviously, I think you could look at the fight and the comeback. As a coach, we'll look at, obviously, them going length of the floor right there. Right, left-handed player, force him to go to his right. One more dribble, one more pass. We seem to be on the other end of these, right? Whether it's 0.2 of a second in Towson. We had an unreviewable play today that would have been nice to have been corrected in terms of hitting the backboard instead of the rim, right? However, here's what I'm proud of with our guys is they didn't piss and moan and hang their head with it. I wanted to, right? But then we came back and hit big shots and big shots. Down 6 with 30 seconds left and make 2 threes. Jason Drake, huge shot right there, right? So our guys competed, but I mean, that's kind of what we are. I'm just tired of us being on the other side of it, right? I think 2 of the last 3 games against Wilmington in this building have been double overtime, right? And we only play them once. I'd love to go to Trask. What an incredible environment that is for a home court. And I would love to play down there, but the schedule doesn't allow it this year, right? So what questions do we have here? Paulie, what do you got for us? Is it Jake, right? Yeah, all right, let's go, Paulie. Jake, mid-major madness.
You mentioned how you guys have been on the other side of these games. You played 3 really close games just in the last 2 weeks. And although there's a bunch of great plays you made to get to single overtime, to get to double overtime, what needs to happen for you guys to eventually become winners and be on the other side of these games?
We're winners right now. Well, I'm going to correct you right now. We're winners, all right? To say we're not winners because we've had a couple balls go the other way would not be a fair statement for that locker room, okay? What we need to do to have a positive outcome instead of a negative outcome, right? I'm sorry, I'm being a smartass, but just for us to win games, all right, we got to rebound the basketball from the foul line. Okay, and each of our losses, we've had missed free offensive rebounds on the foul line. Today we had back-to-back, right, and still came back, right? But imagine if we got that and then we make those other plays, we're taking a lead, right? So we've got to be a better collective rebounding unit at the foul line. What were we from the foul line today? 7 of 12. Find that hard to believe in terms of physicality. That we only took 12 in a double overtime game. Our opponent took twice as many. So we need to win the rebound battle. We need to rebound at the foul line, and we need to make free throws. I apologize in advance. I told you were getting something here, all right?
Yeah, so when you lose a game like this and when you lose a game like at Towson, like you mentioned, a couple balls go the wrong way, couple mental lapses, which I'm sure you might say was what happened in the last possession of this game. Do you feel like that's something that you and the staff can coach out before March and you say, we cannot lose a game like this again?
We're not waiting until March, Paulie. I'm coaching that out Monday.
Sure, but March is when you play for. So is this something where you say, I'm optimistic we can fix everything we need to fix before March, so that way that can never happen again in a playoff game? Or is it something different? I don't know.
Everything's fixable. Everything's correctable. And we got a great locker room. We got high-character people. We're learning hard lessons. We're learning hard lessons, right? Everybody is, self-included, right? And you can't coach the same way you did. Come on in. You can't coach the same way you did in different years. We got a different group, and so you got to adapt to it.
And I'm curious just about kind of the rotation. I think that it's changed a lot, but especially at the point guard position, you've been running a lot of lineups throughout the season with Shane Blakeney as the primary point guard. Obviously, he provides a lot on the defensive end, but with Deuce Drake providing a lot of offense, Kevon Vanderhorst, when he has played, has provided a lot of offense. Like, what is kind of the calculus between which of those 3 is going to be running point?
Sometimes the game determines it, right? Our opponent, the size of the other opponent's backcourt, how guys have played in that game or in those practices leading up to it. And so, you know, I thought today we were in a point where we had to get some scoring on the floor, right? Our size wasn't necessarily being overly effective, and so we needed to do a better job scoring the basketball. It changes from game to game, not because we want to, right? But sometimes Shane Blakeney has some length. He can deliver a couple passes with his size and length that other guys couldn't, and go all the way back to the Penn game. Made some pocket passes and some different things, right? Everybody's got their own strength or superpower that we can play off of. Just we can't use everybody's every game.
So getting scoring on the floor, you think Shane provides the best chance to do that?
I think Deuce can score the ball a lot, right? But certainly you got to look at both sides of the ball and different things. Shane is a little bit more switchable on the defensive end, right? So you go back to the Towson game or whatever it may be. Luckily, we've got multiple options, right? And sometimes that can be a gift and a curse, but we're trying to use everybody we can in every possession as effectively as we can. I thought we subbed a lot of guys in and out today and try to keep guys. We got foul trouble. That's one thing. Is a guy making shots or missing shots? Is he hot or cold? So we got to use a lot of guys in different ways. I wish it was just, hey, we're going to play 8 guys and this is it, but I don't think that's using our roster to the best of its potential, right? As the season goes along, bodies wear down, right? And guys can get better, and we can see guys do different things. So I think we're continuing to evolve. I think Shane has come in more for Deuce than Kobe or Yame in that first media timeout substitution in the last couple games. Before that, it was kind of one of those two guys, whichever one wasn't going, and rotate them in.
Coach, you mentioned in your intro just how tough of a
What's your
league
name?
it's Riley Frayne, Mid-Major Madness.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Good to see you again. No worries.
All right, Riley.
So just you mentioned in your intro how tough of a league this is, the CAA. It feels like you guys are in a battle.
It's an incredible league,
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a Flow Sports account, you get to see it every night,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
The games on CBS Sports show it, but I mean, it's an incredible league.
Yeah.
It's a hard-fought league. This ticket to D.C., everyone gets to go. The quarterfinal rounds are going to be like championship games.
You mentioned
Towson played Wilmington last year in a quarterfinal game.
you've been in a bunch of tight battles here of late. You just mentioned, I think it was about it a minute ago, that you feel like you guys are learning lessons in some of these tight battles. So, I'm just curious, how do you think some of these challenges, some of those lessons you're learning are going to help you guys down the line in, such a tough league?
I mean, look, isn't that life?
Yeah.
Stuff happens. Things don't go your way, right? Do we drop our head and piss and moan and feel sorry for ourselves? Or do we maybe have a little bit more resilience and resolve and some toughness as a coach and a staff and our players? It's my job to set the tone, right? And we're going to learn, we're going to get better, and we're going to move on. And listen, there were a lot of times we could have folded our tent today. I don't think we did. Very frustrating, very, very frustrating.
At the end of regulation, you guys put the press on. Shane being at the top of it caused a couple turnovers. Seems like the last couple games and really all season, he can be a game changer for you guys defensively. How'd you think he played?
Maybe you
this
should
entire-
answer my question, Paulie's question then. You've got a good evidence right there. Go ahead.
Just want to ask you about the press late. I mean, it was a 9-point game. That was their biggest lead all game, and you brought it all the way back to overtime, the press being a huge part of it. How do you think that played into you guys getting this game to overtime?
I think it's massive. I think it's massive when you can get guys out there and defenders, and we're able to get deflections. I think we got a couple steals. I think we rattled them. I think with the first real deflection or steal we put them on in a surprise situation in the first half. Is that right? And they got a turnover right there at the end of the half. I thought we were down 6 or 7 at the end of the first half, and we were able to go in the locker room down 3 and lucky. And I think they were up 3 and happy because Newby really didn't impact the game like he capably does. I mean, that's an all-conference player. We held him to 5 points today. It really was a non-factor. I think his leadership was out there. But you talk about 5.6 assists from Donovan Newby, I would have signed up for that today. I would have signed up. And most of those assists for 2-point shots, not really a lot of threes. They only hit 7 threes. So this was the number 1 3-point shooting team. We held them to 7 made threes. We both shot 41% from 3. We hit more. So, again, it's all reasons to be frustrated and hopefully make us better.
Good.
Right? Go ahead. Come on, you're on a roll.
Defense on Newby, obviously.
What's that?
What went into the defensive game plan on Newby? Obviously, you just mentioned, I know 6 assists stands out, but holding 5 points is one of the leading scorers in the country.
Yeah, I think we threw a lot of different guys at him. And I thought guys did a good job on them. I thought we switched some different times. I don't think you can give a good player a steady diet and say, this is what we're going to do all game. I think that's a recipe to lose. I think we've become better with that. I think our, how we defended their bigs, I thought they were dominant early and did a heck of a job. And so that hurt us early. But then, later on, I thought the physicality maybe wore us down there a little bit. No, I think any team, you got to have a different look, right? So we'll use that formula. I literally don't know who we play on Thursday. My mind right now, I think it's Hampton, actually, now that I think about it for a second. But, we got to be better. We got to figure it out, all right? A lot of third year, first year guys, we say first year, juniors, whatever, guys in different moments and situations, and we're trying to help them out and do everything we can. Okay? See you.